GenC podcast. Welcome to the GenC podcast. I'm your host, JP Jackson, and today we have Jose Robinson. Welcome, Jose.
Thank you. Hello.
How are you doing today?
I am very nervous still, but calmer now. Okay.
So for those that do not know, who is Jose Robinson?
Wow, he's really going to start with that question. So I am supposedly a doctor. I'm a baby doctor. I'm an
Do I have
intern.
another one? I keep forgetting that.
I work at Tigerberg. I don't really know who else I am. It's a very loaded question. I'm just unsure how far to take that answer.
So where'd you go to school? And do you have any siblings?
I do, in fact. I have a whole sister.
Yes.
She's 20
Mm.
years old this year, I think. Sure. I went to Muizenberg High School because, I grew up in Strandfontein.
Mhm.
And there was like schools closer and whatever.
Yeah.
But there's this idea of the X-Model C school.
Yes.
That's the school you want to send your child to.
Correct.
They're going to do better there. They're going to get into university. They're going to be able to get a career from there.
Yeah.
That's that whole thing. And I mean, I enjoyed it.
Mm.
It could have been better,
Yeah.
obviously. But it was fine.
Mm.
School was school.
You
I'm-
got everything you needed out of it.
Most of what I needed. Let's just call it that. No more questions.
Still don't know how to do your taxes.
I have no idea. I have no idea. I don't think I did my taxes last year.
Click.
Yeah, the government's going to come for me. You can't put that on the internet.
Lovely. So then, when you finished school, you then ended up at the University of Stellenbosch.
Yes.
And then decided to do medicine.
That's also such a funny story.
So I'm not laughing because of your capabilities. I'm just laughing because even you are surprised.
No, I really am surprised. Every day I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, this is my job.
Yeah.
I remember being at high school and even at primary school, my entire life plan was to be a school teacher.
Mm.
That's all I ever wanted to do. I had a vision. I was like, I'm going to do a BSc and then I'm going to get a postgrad diploma in education and I'm going to be a teacher.
Yeah.
And I remember one day I was doing the dishes and talking to myself because it was university application time. So I'm doing the dishes, I'm standing there, I'm like, you know what? Let's just apply and see what happens. Because the only reason I hadn't thought of it just didn't seem possible. It was not within the realm of things that I could possibly do as this random boy from Strandfontein. Who do I think I am?
Yeah.
And then I just applied only at Stellenbosch because I was like, it's just vibes. This isn't real. It's not going to let me in anyway. And here I am 6-7 years later doing the actual job. And I still wake up every day like, oh my God, this is my job.
Yeah.
It's not a dream that I have to wake up from yet.
Mm.
I'm sure one day I'll wake up, but for now, living the dream.
So then you were also mid-campus is completely separate in the Stellenbosch realm. And then you decided to be the class captain of the group. So I don't know what it's actually called, but those type of roles were never appealing to me because that's added work on top of your normal studies. What made you think you wanted to do that?
To be fair, I never wanted to be the class rep that year. People sent out applications and you could nominate someone. And for some reason, one of my friends nominated me.
Are they still your friend?
Yeah. They nominated me, and me being the fool that I am, I couldn't say no. I was like, I'm not interested. I just I was like, sure, fine. But then somehow people voted for me as well. And I was like, oh my God, I actually have to do this now.
You can thank Kelly for that.
Yeah, probably. He's the head of the propaganda unit. But it was sort of forced upon me. And then, it was even worse because it was having to be class rep during COVID.
Yeah.
And that whole having to work from home situation and nobody knew what was happening. And then, are we going to graduate? And people are sending me emails at 2 a.m. expecting replies immediately. And I was like, guys, I didn't sign up for this. This is not what I wanted to do, actually. But I think I've always been that person where if it's expected of me to do something,
You'll just do
I
it.
will do it.
Mm.
And I'm going to do my best at it.
Yeah.
If I fail, well, I
Yeah.
tried. But if you expect something of me, I'm going to have to show up.
Yeah, and that's like a lot of the lessons can be learned there. Like actually just doing.
Yeah.
Because I mean, why do we have this idea that if you didn't do it 100% correct, that's seen as a failure?
And a big lesson I had to learn was one of my friends was quite ill for a while. And I remember his father going, oh, why couldn't it have been me? Why couldn't I have been sick? And my friend went, well, why can't it be me? Why not? Someone has to be sick.
Yeah.
Someone has to have this thing. Why not me? And from that day, I've sort of taken it, all of these things are happening to me, but why not me? It does have to happen to someone, and there's nothing that makes me more special than anyone else.
Yeah.
That I shouldn't have to face hardship. So why not me? And then we're just going to do it. Yeah, that's my simple life philosophy.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Just do it. So then
Shout out Nike.
Please sponsor the pod. So you then speak about having that idea that you wanted to be a teacher because you didn't have, it wasn't in your realm of ideas to become a doctor. Was there any influence that caused that way of thinking? Or was it just the circumstances around you?
To be a teacher. What influenced that decision mostly was probably my teachers. Because, well, they, I feel like teachers can do so much more than just teach high school. Because high school kids are vulnerable and they're so easily influenced, and they need that proper kind of influence. And a lot of kids don't get that at home for like various reasons. And I mean, it's not their fault, and they don't know that there's anything wrong with that. But being a teacher puts you in that perfect position to do something about that and to change. If you can change one child's life, if you can change one person for the better and make them want to do something with themselves, I feel like you could have changed the world.
I have so much respect for teachers as well, because I think, especially in terms of where you can see yourself being successful, a teacher is so vital in that. Because one teacher can say, oh, you're not good at math, so you're not good at this. Then you sort of believe that I'm not actually good at this. So I'm not even going to attempt.
And then you are stuck in that for the rest of your life.
Literally. And then still don't know how to do your taxes.
Yeah. Like me. Shout out math.
So one thing that's always resonated with me especially is your confidence and how you're so self-assured in yourself. And you don't see that, but it always seems you exude just that level of comfortability within yourself. Was that something that you gained with time?
So that's something I learned. And I learned that through drama, actually. Like I spent a lot of time at school doing drama and performing and so on. And then, once you're out on the stage, there's no place for nerves.
Yeah.
But the reason that is because it's not me anymore. I have to sort of entertain someone now.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put on a show for you.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you what it is that this character is asking for. And then when you peek behind the curtain almost, and you see like me backstage, I'm like, and then as soon as you get there, it's this whole different person that's on stage, and it's just using my body. And I think from that, I grew a lot of confidence. And eventually I learned that if this character that I'm doing on stage can be entertaining and can be funny and can have people like him, then surely so can I.
Yeah.
And it was a whole long mission to get there, and it took a lot of work, but it's an active process.
Yeah.
Like I have to try every day. Every day I'm in a social situation, and I'm like, oh God, I have to talk to someone new. This is so stressful. And then you sort of I take my 2 minutes, and I'm like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. This is how I'm gonna be confident.
Yeah.
This is the joke I'm gonna make so that they like me. And then I do it.
But it's not all a performance. Like there's also a real part.
It's just the skills that I learned from performing.
Yeah.
And I sort of absorbed that into myself.
Yeah.
And learned how to project myself into that situation the way I would project the character.
Yeah, I definitely needed you for the first few episodes of this podcast. I definitely did not know how to project.
Full price because you're family.
Oh, damn. So we also spoke about being the profession that we are, like being an accountant, being or a doctor. There's almost this sense of like imposter syndrome that now all of a sudden you have a skill set, but am I worthy of using that skill set in the workforce where you are? Tell us a bit more about, because you say you living your dream now.
Yeah, the day is sort of very interesting. Like in the morning, I'm like, oh gosh, I have to go to work. Then I get to work and I look at the building, I'm like, oh, flip, yes, I'm living my dream. I get to do this every day.
Yeah.
And then I start working and I'm like, oh, wow, what am I doing? Who do I think I am? Surely they're going to catch me out soon and be like, sorry, no, this isn't for you. They haven't yet, so don't tell anyone.
Yeah.
But I think it's a universal experience. Everyone sort of feels like, oh, I hope everyone feels like that. You could be like 50 years old and established in your career, and I'm sure you still have days where you feel like you're not good enough or you don't actually belong, which sort of comforts me, but it's also like, so you mean it doesn't get better? Like, I'm never going to get over this thing. But I think it's also, as a first generation doctor in my family, as a colored person from, where I'm from. And I remember, like I said, who do I think I am? This is not going to be for me. And I am doing it. It compounds that so much more. And it's an active process. Every day is like a struggle to sort of overcome that in yourself. Yeah. And it's easy almost to project that to other people and say, oh no, it's their fault, or it's my boss's fault, or it's my colleague's fault, and they make me feel like this. But at the end of the day, you're the person responsible for that feeling. Yeah. And you're the only person that can take it away from yourself. And I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not like, you know, putting that on everyone else like, ugh, just get over it. That's definitely not what I'm saying. But it is difficult and it is an active process. And it is something that we need to deal with ourselves alone. And I don't know how to do it yet.
I don't think anybody does.
That's the model of this model. Is I've sort of made an outline, but I don't know what to do about it yet. Yeah. Which is even more frustrating.
I think for me as well, in terms of battling almost that better version of yourself. Like I know I'm good at something now, but I can be better. Like, how do I battle that, taking that step forward just to improve myself as well? And that's also one of the reasons we started this, so that I can hear from people like you and, take little pieces of advice that I can too incorporate in my life to make it better.
The better version of yourself. I think that's almost unfair on yourself in a way, because you're good at this thing now. And sure, there is room to improve and, you can get better. But at the end of the day, I'm 25 years old. I've only been doing this for a sum total of 3 days. I'm allowed to not be the best at it yet. And I mean, like, it's a career almost. Yeah. It's your life. You're going to be doing this. You have time to get better. You don't need to be the best at something today. Yeah. Because I feel like that's also the problem. We're constantly comparing ourselves. And, we look at our bosses and whatever, and it's like, yeah, they're so good. They can do this in their sleep. Yeah, because they've been doing it for 50 years. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, definitely. Like, we need to hold ourselves to a standard acceptable for ourselves. Yeah. And that's like, oh, maybe I have figured it out. Look at me. Who needs therapy? Just talk to JP.
You're not the first one to say that. That's been...
That was the whole realization. Yeah. But yeah, it's difficult to hold yourself accountable as well and be like, I am good at this and I can be better. Yeah. But also give yourself enough grace to know that you don't need to be better today.
Let the Lord do his work.
Absolutely. Like, wait. Yeah. Wait.
Cool. So I'm going to drop some quick fire questions for you now, right? Okay. It's either this or that. You decide. First one that comes to mind. Okay. Cool. Dragon Ball Z or Pokemon?
Pokemon.
Why?
I don't know. I wasn't thinking about it.
Okay, cool. I love it.
But I watched more Pokemon than Dragon Ball Z, probably.
Okay, love it. Which is the next one? You don't like sports.
No.
So sports is off the table.
Yeah. As a summary.
Series or movies?
Series.
Cars or motorbikes?
Cars. Just for safety. Motorbikes are like organ donor machines on 2 wheels.
Camping or hotel?
Hotel. Imagine I'm asleep on the floor. No. Not since I was 13 years old. I did it once and I was like, no. Never again.
Island holiday or snow?
Snow. Just because I haven't.
Oh, true. We don't get much of that in the south.
So I'm like, I'll try it.
Cool.
Why not?
So one thing I like to end the pod of, and something that you've been giving so much of today, is just what would you like to tell your younger self if you could have the opportunity?
Wow. If I could talk to my younger self, I'd say
face
just
to face.
Shut up. You're letting that voice in your head do so much. Just shut up. It's your own voice. Just stop and enjoy the moment for what it is now. There's always going to be tomorrow, and there's always going to be next year, and there's always going to be another challenge and another this and another that. But just shut up and just live now. You can't do anything about next year today. So do something about today.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you very much, Jose. Thank you for giving your time to us and sharing all your bits of information. If you like the content, like, share, subscribe, and we out. Peace.